Hey guys, Otto from Everything Amiibo, here with the top 5 free-to-play 3DS and Wii U games. Alright, to go over some ground rules, we're talking about any game from the Nintendo 3DS or Wii U eShop that can be downloaded without spending any money. And of course, we're not counting anything with demo in the title. Also, when I mention pounds, I'm talking about the British currency. That's because I live in Scotland and that's how I see all the prices on the eShop. So, let's get to it. In 5th place is a very popular pinball sim that finally got a port to Wii U. Say hello to Zen Pinball too. As with all the games on this list, you could go download it from the eShop right now. But I'll save you the time, it's not worth it. If you're not planning on opening your wallet, Zen Pinball has very little to offer. The only thing that's actually free is a few demos for some of the tables. Well, that's not technically true. If you take a closer look, you'll find that you can download and play a couple minutes long demo for every single one of the game's many tables. Which is actually perfect if you're planning on investing in this game, which by the way, will set you back a few pounds per table. Of course, I should also mention that the game itself was really fun. It's got realistic tables, albeit a little over the top, decent graphics, but really compelling and addictive gameplay. Still, it's stuck in 5th place because there ain't much free in this free-to-play. This time on 3DS, we have Pokemon Rumble World. Take another trip into this nonsensical universe where Pokemon are actually toys and you're ruled over by an extortionate monarch. Wait a second, that sounds like where I live. The original paid-for games are pretty fun, and this version carries over basically every aspect of the core gameplay. It describes itself as a free-to-start game, which you realize fits quite well when you slam headfirst into the paywall. You've only just started to enjoy beating the crap out of some of the doof when you realize that you can't revisit a location for the next 30 minutes. And you need gems if you want to unlock more locations. Not to mention spending gems on a whole load of items and using them to revive your Pokemon if it falls in battle. There's a definite and early paywall here, but before you hit it, there's some good times to be had. And if you take your time, you can climb over the wall eventually. At number 3 is Tank. It's so nice you gotta say it thrice. So if you haven't guessed already, it's about tanks blowing stuff up. What's not to like about that? The free-to-play model used here is one of my favorites. You're given a one-map multiplayer mode that pits you against 3 increasingly difficult waves of enemies. It's a ton of fun as is, and is absolutely worth a download if you have some friends coming over. But say you take a liking to the game. It's only £12 to remove the block from absolutely every feature, which I did once, and I'm pretty satisfied with the depth of the game. Taking 2nd place is Nintendo's first real effort at emulating mobile gaming style of free-to-play. It's Pokemon Shuffle. Ever heard of Candy Crush? Bejeweled? Well, that's basically what Shuffle is, but with Pokemon. And man, it does a good job with it. Choosing your team before each battle adds a layer of complexity and immersiveness as you level up your favorites or train someone new for a type advantage or ability. Unfortunately, each battle costs a heart, which only regenerates every 30 minutes, and it only stores a maximum of 5 at a time. This is especially infuriating later on, when defeating a Pokemon and catching it may take multiple tries. So here's where the not-so-free elements sneak in. Gems. Want to top off your hearts by 5? 1 gem, please. Want enough coins to buy a Great Ball to improve your catch rate? 1 gem. Sounds reasonable enough, right? What if I told you that 1 gem was $1, right? And to top it all off, there's no one-time payment for puzzle enthusiasts willing to pay full price. But really, if you take your time, Pokemon Shuffle is a worthy download for the less economically affluent. Before we find out who's taken 1st place, there's one game that deserves an honorable mention. Project Treasure, or Lost Reavers as it's now called. This Wii U free-to-play looks set to be a real milestone in Nintendo's efforts, relying heavily on online multiplayer rather than content, something that PC free-to-plays have been doing for a long time, and successfully. Join up with up to 3 other fighters to raid randomly generated dungeons for loot while shooting and slicing the crap out of some zombies. It's set to release later in 2016, however, if you're watching this and it's out, I'd highly recommend you go download it right now and give it a try. My all-time favorite free-to-play Nintendo game is Steel Diver Sub Wars. Let's start with the payment mechanic, because for once it's actually a plus. So if you download the title now, you'll get 2 free submarines, the first 2 story missions, and unlimited access to online and local multiplayer modes. If you want to purchase the premium version, you're only looking at £9 for the lot. That's 25 submarines that unlock as you progress, 7 story missions with lots of challenges and hidden unlockables, and access to private friend battles. Completely separate from this premium mode are 15 historic or otherwise iconic submarines for 90 pence each. A little bit pricey, but it's implied that you shouldn't buy all of them, just a few that tickle your fancy. Overall, it's quite transparent and fair, so we can push that aside and take a closer look at the gameplay. In essence, Sub Wars is a simulator. You take on a first-person view of a combat submarine and you experience all the tactics, pressure, and immersiveness that implies. All of your controls are located on a cool-looking dashboard on the touchscreen. You can dive and surface, choose forward or reverse speeds, yaw left and right, and tap to check your sonar scanner. Despite the submarine's sluggish nature, you feel in full control thanks to this complete control scheme. To take down your opponents, you have a number of recharging torpedo bays and a short one-time supply of quick-firing torpedoes. The last component is the most vital, the masker. Using air that you recharge by returning to the surface, this button lets you turn invisible for a few seconds, to launch a sneak attack on your opponent, or to escape from a tight spot. Combine all these elements in a local multiplayer match, and you have an experience that kept me and my friend coming back countless lunchtimes. To be honest, I never actually bought the premium version, but doesn't that really show why this is the top free-to-play game? The content here that's given for free is absolutely amazing. The way they deliver the inevitable payment methods is clear, transparent, and fair. What more can you ask for? That's why Steel Diver Sub Wars is my #1 Nintendo free-to-play game. Thanks for watching. Make sure you let me know in the comments below if there are any games that I've missed. And make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video or found it informative. And of course, subscribe to Everything Amiibo for more top 5s and for more Nintendo toys and games. I'll see you guys later.